Welcome to Warriors TV. Tonight we are talking with everyone's favourite Canadian, Phil the Thrill Edgar. First of all, Phil, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Adam. Nice to speak to you again. It's been a little while.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah. Good to have you back. Last season, you did start the season with the Warriors, but it was a little bit stop-start, wasn't it? It was a hip injury in the beginning, and then you went to Leeds and had a bit of time in Canada as well. So how was it for you last season?
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a blur to me at this point. Just not the overall greatest year in terms of hockey at all. With the Warriors, I think I remember starting off quite strong. Definitely had a good few games. Just looking forward to completing that season, and then obviously had a hip injury I was just wary of. So I think I missed one or two games, but then came back and obviously was feeling strong again. It was only one or maybe two games before when I had come back that I ended up going to Leeds. So I feel like last year I didn't really have that many with the Warriors. I think there was 5 or 6 games total. And then like you said, obviously went to Leeds for 1 or 2 games there, but ended up hurting my knee quite badly. So in terms of hockey, last year was for me is just a write-off. Not really anything to write home about in terms of either seasons. And then really when I hurt my knee, I think I went back to Canada, as you mentioned, for about a month just to visit my family, and that was amazing. Getting to go back for Christmas and see everybody, do a bit of work from home, and basically heal my knee as best I could. So yeah, that was probably one of the highlights of the year last year for sure.
Yeah, you've been over here a few years now, so I guess opportunities like that to go back home and visit family, you kind of got to take them when they come along, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're definitely right. I'm lucky enough with work to be able to work remotely, which is definitely helpful. And prior to COVID, it'd been like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years before I actually went home for Christmas. So just like that, all of a sudden, it had been ages since I seen some of my family. So yeah, take it when I can. Went back this summer as well, which was really good. Just to every sort of 6 months, if I can do that, a little bit more, then that would be ideal, really. But yeah, it's nice to see everyone.
Yeah, I can well imagine. I've got family who live in the Midlands, so I don't see them that often. That's not quite as far as you have to travel, but I can certainly appreciate it. You mentioned a couple of injuries there, the hip and the knee. How are they going into this season?
Yeah, I mean, time will tell at this point. I think I'm just literally taking it one ice session at a time. Just being very wary, especially preseason, but even the first couple games, just going to be taking it very, very slowly. Trying to kind of make it for the long run with this season. So at this point, getting a little bit older, I think it's I've never necessarily took care of my body as best as I probably should have, and I'm talking about stretching before, after games, all those sort of things. I think now more than ever, that's something I'm going to have to very much focus on if I do want to continue playing. Whereas when you're a bit younger, you can kind of just ignore those things a little bit. So yeah, I think literally for this beginning of the season and even preseason, just taking it like one ice session at a time. And fingers crossed it should be fine. The hips are okay, I think. Been dealing with that for a while, but it's just my knee that I'm very, very wary of.
Yeah, well, hopefully it holds up and you can get back to your best this season. Mm-hmm. Without you last season, I think Warriors probably did struggle a little bit at centre, particularly on faceoffs, and that's a part of your game where you're really, really strong, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. I've been playing center and taking faceoffs for a long, long time, since I was like 16, something like that. So I have a couple tricks that I like to use. I won't be telling you them, but that's essentially three or four things I like to do pretty consistently on face-offs, and yeah, it's helpful. I mean, if you're in the D zone, winning a quick face-off and getting out of your zone quickly, then you're obviously on the offense, which is where I like to spend most of my time. Same thing, offensive zone draws. It's obviously just better to have the puck as much as possible. So, I mean, for me, if you can get out there and win a couple early draws, that really gets me into the game quite nicely. And as soon as I have the puck on my stick, that's when I'm happiest.
Yeah, for sure. Looking ahead to this season, you must be excited to be back and back in familiar surroundings. So, what are your expectations for this season, Phil?
Yeah, good question. I do want to. So the last couple of seasons, I felt really good. With the Warriors, with the players around me. Very, very comfortable in our arena. I want to score as many goals as possible. And I think, without getting too far ahead of myself, like I said, I want to take it like one ice session at a time and make sure that my knee's healthy and everything like that. But I think I'm at an age now where I'm going to start looking for other players as much as I possibly can as well. In the past, I probably shoot a little bit more than I pass, or try and head it to the net myself. But I think this year, moving forward, I'm gonna, you'll probably see me pass a lot more. Just to take a little bit of strain off the legs, to be honest with you. And it's also easier, that I've learned sort of last year playing with Dean, playing with Ben Campbell, a couple of the lads. But if you give it nice and early, it tends to come back to you when you're in the right spot. So I think that's for me, anyways. That's probably what I'm gonna look forward to.
Well, it sounds great. We can't wait to see you back on the ice. Obviously, been a relatively long summer. Have you been enjoying it well?
This has been a very good summer for me. I know we were having a bit of a chat earlier, but I've been lucky with work because we've got a few incentives. So I was Spain and Portugal and things like that, and Skippy had a stag, which was unbelievable. So that was another scenario where I was in the sun and enjoying my time. Was just in Canada for about a month as well. So I was seeing my family, friends, golfing as much as possible, just enjoying the sun. So this summer, yeah, for sure, just in terms of relaxing and holidays and stuff like that, it's been unbelievable.
Well, that's good to hear, and it's also good to see you back, Phil. And we can't wait to see you in action when the season gets underway. But welcome back.
Lovely. Cheers. Yeah, can't wait to see you guys all there.
Cheers, Phil.